House fire on Duke Street in Falmouth, Trelawney.
Yeah, man, but it's separate. Hello, move on this and go on now.
So who fight car?
Brother, man, you can break out the car glass and neutral the car, brother.
No, and the car go sit in there. The car go move now.
The current wire separate.
There were no details at news time. Land dispute in St. Anne leaves one man dead and farmer in custody. A farmer of Richmond Bamboo in St. Anne has been arrested and charged after he was accused of fatally shooting a 42-year-old man during a reported dispute over land. Police said the farmer, identified as Damien Rose, otherwise called Shane, has been charged with murder, shooting with intent, 2 counts, assault at common law, following the incident in the Hazelwood section of the parish on Tuesday, November 3rd. Reports from the St. Anne's Bay Police are that about 9:40 p.m., Rose was involved in a dispute with a group of persons about land when he allegedly pulled a firearm and fired several shots at the complainants. Reports are that several persons were injured. They were taken to a hospital where one member of the group, 42-year-old Oral Beret, succumbed to his injuries. The matter was reported to the police and Rose was nabbed when he visited the hospital for treatment. He was subsequently charged after being pointed out on an identification parade. Police said the court date for Rose is being finalized. Police shot by gunmen in halfway tree. A policeman was shot and injured by gunmen in a section of Halfway Tree, St. Andrew on Saturday. Details into the incident are still sketchy at this time, but reports are that about 3:25 p.m., the policeman was in the commercial hub close to the Halfway Tree Transport Center when several loud explosions were heard. The explosions sent members of the public scurrying for cover. Minutes later, the policeman was seen on the ground bleeding. The officer has since been rushed to the hospital. Sources report that the policeman was attacked and shot by men trying to carry out a robbery. Search on in St. Thomas for missing 14-year-old girl and her 6-year-old cousin. A desperate search is now underway for a 14-year-old girl and her 6-year-old cousin who have been reported missing. Police report that the teenager Natasha Winter and her cousin Thalia Grosset, both of Morant Bay, St. Thomas, have been missing since Friday, November 13th. Natasha is brown complexion, stout build and about 170 centimeters, which is 5 feet 7 inches tall. Thalia is brown complexion, slim build and about 96 centimeters, which is 3 feet 2 inches tall. Reports from the Morant Bay Police are that 12 p.m., Natasha and Thalia were last seen in the Morant Bay market. Natasha was last seen wearing a pink and black blouse, blue jeans pants and a pair of black slippers. Thalia was last seen wearing a white blouse, blue jeans pants and a pair of black slippers. They have not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Natasha Winter and Thalia Grosset is being asked to contact the Morant Bay Police at 876-326-5054, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. No photographs of the children were available at the time of this publication. British woman missing in Jamaica, last seen at hotel in Kingston. 63-year-old Claudette Wilson Beaumont of Arndale Close, southwest London, has been missing in Jamaica since Wednesday, November 11th. She is of brown complexion, slim build and about 168 centimeters, which is 5 feet 6 inches tall. Reports from the New Kingston Police are that Wilson Beaumont was last seen at a hotel in Kingston. Her mode of dress at the time she went missing is unknown. All efforts to contact her since then have been unsuccessful. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Claudette Wilson Beaumont is being asked to contact the New Kingston Police at 876-926-3508, the Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Baby girl stabbed and burned alive in hot oven by grandmother. A baby girl who was found stabbed and burned at her grandmother's home was still alive when she was placed in an oven, an autopsy has revealed. Carolyn Jones, 48, is charged with first-degree murder after her granddaughter, Royalty Marie Floyd's body was discovered at her home in Shaw, Mississippi. An autopsy report obtained by the Boulevard Commercial found that the 20-month-old baby had died from sharp stab wounds and inhaling the heated air, meaning she was still alive when she was placed inside the hot oven. The Shaw Police Department said that Jones's brother had made the gruesome discovery and called the police around 7 p.m. Dozens of mourners held a vigil in honor of the baby girl in front of the Boulevard Courthouse, where people shared lots of songs and lots of prayers in her memory, WMC-TV reported. A family member of the victim came home and saw that something had happened, said Sheriff Kelvin Williams. They found the child in the oven and called the Shaw Police Department, who in turn contacted us to assist in a homicide investigation. When the sheriff's office arrived at the scene, it was confirmed that a homicide had taken place inside the home. Veronica Jones, the 20-month-old girl's mother, said that she is still coming to terms with the fact that her own mother is allegedly responsible. Royalty Marie Floyd is the best thing that ever happened to me. She is my one and only daughter, my first love, she said. Veronica said that her daughter's death was the hardest thing she ever had to go through in her life. My heart has been ripped from my chest. I'm being told that my mother stabbed my daughter and baked her in the oven, but my mother loved my daughter. She always treated royalty like royalty, and everybody that knows us knows that. Authorities say the little girl has been living with her grandmother. Investigators are still trying to determine exactly when the girl died. I've been doing law enforcement for 25 years or 26 years now. This is one of the most horrible things I've seen in doing law enforcement. The hardest part is to see a child victim, Williams said. Police said Jones was the only person in the home with royalty at the time. Police tape surrounded part of the home in the days after Royalty's body was found. A stroller, high chair, and a trash barrel of toys, including a scooter, sat near the curb in front of the house. Williams said that those toys had belonged to Royalty. Authorities said they had no immediate information about the circumstances leading up to the child's death. That's hard to say, Williams said. We don't know. Williams was asked if mental illness was a factor in the motive of the crime. He replied, "We don't know any of that at this time. We're limited on what we can release." Jones is being held on $500,000 bond. It is not the first death of a child inside an oven in the area. In 2012, a woman in Greenville, about 20 miles from Shaw, pleaded guilty to cooking her 3-year-old son to death in an oven. Terry Robinson, now 32, was sentenced to life in prison for an oven murder of Tristan Robinson. Washington County Coroner Methel Johnson said an autopsy found Robinson died from heat injuries sustained in the electric oven. R&B singer Jeremiah hospitalized on ventilator in ICU with COVID-19. R&B artist Jeremiah is on a ventilator at a Chicago hospital where he is being treated for COVID-19, according to media reports. TMZ reported Saturday that a 33-year-old hitmaker had been placed on a ventilator, citing sources close to the situation. Several musicians took to social media to send Jeremiah their best wishes, including Chance the Rapper, who asked people to pray for Jeremiah in a tweet. "Please, if you can take a second to pray for my friend Jeremiah. He is like a brother to me and he's ill right now. I believe in the healing power of Jesus. So if you can, for me, please, say a prayer over him." Rapper 50 Cent wrote, "Pray for my boy Jeremiah. He's not doing good. This COVID is real." He added, "He's in ICU in Chicago." Jeremiah, whose birth name is Jeremy Felton, grew up on the south side of Chicago and attended Morgan Park High School and Columbia College. He burst onto the national music scene with his 2009 debut single, Birthday Sex, and solidified his status as a hip-hop and R&B mainstay with his late nights trio of mixtapes and albums. His latest album, My Ty, a collaboration with Ty Dolla $ign, was released in October 2018.